truth about spotlighting.
No worries. So if you're ready, we can outline a structure. You'll want to start with a brief intro, explain the real process for how medical devices get approved. So if you're ready, then give a few concrete examples of those checks and balances.
So Elon, I see that you reposted Nick Shirley's videos, and I don't like that.
Exactly. And that's the point where you can say, look, I just want to lay out how this process actually works. So you have all the facts before you amplify these claims. Then walk them through the steps and keep it really grounded in those documented processes.
We already determined that there's a lot of people in the video that never got charged with anything, correct?
Exactly, yeah. We've confirmed that so far none of the people he's called out in those videos have actually been charged with fraud.
Okay,
They're still just
and we already came to this conclusion that if you got a clipboard and you got a number, that you got the number of what they got for, the form that they filled out to get the taxpayer money. Just because you have that number and another number of like how many people are supposed to be in there doesn't automatically make it fraud. And you knocking on the door saying, "Where are the children? Where are the children?" in plain clothes, two men, this doesn't look good.
Exactly, yeah. It just feeds into an area of real evidence. The focus should be on the official approval process.
When you have Dr. Oz saying, "Look, your taxpayer money is going for Tai Chi workout," you're using a race and you're emphasizing it's a waste of taxpayer money to exercise elderly people, even though, quote, it is a requirement for elderly daycare centers. If you want that taxpayer money, you have to exercise your elderly people. Otherwise, we ain't paying for it. If you're not going to exercise your elderly people, us American taxpayers ain't paying for it. They need it to improve blood flow and they're poor. That's why it's part of the program, right?
Exactly, yeah. That's the whole point.
If you have these elderly people in your facility for 4.5 hours, you got to feed them, right? With our taxpayer money, because, that long trip back or whatever, we want to make sure our elderly people are taken care of. So if you're going to keep them for 4.5 hours, you better feed them. Minnesota.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all part of the regulation. If they're in a daycare for that amount of time, you have to provide meals, and that's all.
It's telling you specifically in there, if you want to open up an adult daycare center, you must spend this taxpayer money on this for the benefits of the elderly people. That's how it works.
Exactly, yeah. The whole program is designed so that the money goes toward improving care. So meals, exercise, supervision, all of it is part of the deal if you're accessing those funds.
So showing up with a number and a number for patients, where are the patients? Well, read on how to start an adult daycare center. You can allocate home care through the phone and you can charge the normal rate. It's allocated and allowed by the program there. No fraud.
Exactly, yeah. It's all laid out in the official guidelines. You can provide home care services as long as you meet the staffing, licensing, and oversight requirements, and that's all part of the program structure.
So Nick Shirley's video, hey, they all work together. They work together and they get medical claims and stuff they don't need. I got to call bullshit on that and poke holes in that. And Elon saying that you're spotlighting them and you're supposed to be highly intelligent. Riddle me this. When you need something that's required to go to a pharmacy to get a medical device, like Nick Shirley points out, medical devices that they don't need. Well, let's look at this. All the poor people chime in because you know how fucked up Medicare is. It's not easy. You ain't frauding that easy. Sorry. Let's go down. You go to your family doctor. You get checked, X-rays, this. Oh, you need to see a specialist. You don't go that day. No, it goes back to Social Security or back to oh God, I keep forgetting it. So it goes back to the insurance, the government insurance. Goes back there, gets approved. Then you go see the specialist. You see the specialist, and they say, "Hey, you need this device." You get that device that day? No, it goes back to there. And then gets approved. So, where are the doctors' names that approved all this? They've seen the patient. They know what's up. So, if they're getting devices that they don't need, bring those doctors in.
Exactly. Yeah. The names and records are all there. If there's fraud, it would be traced right back to those doctor's orders and the approvals they signed off on. So yeah, without those names, it's just speculation, and that's the hole Shirley's leaving open.
So it's all about Medicaid fraud, and you got checks and balances all over the place. But you're going to show a video of you knocking around on people's of ethnic background and saying it's fraud. I want you, Elon, to pay one of your staff members to go and do an exact same video style as Nick Shirley, but you got to do it to a white-run adult daycare center. I'll put my money on the police are going to get called. That's not how you do it. You don't go there with the allocated money that they got for the grant money and say, are you committing fraud? You don't, where are your people? That's not how it goes. You would go to the GOV website and ask them, are they legit? Because they're the ones that stamp that shit to get your tax money.
Exactly. Yeah. You let the official process do its job. You go to the government site, you check the licensing, you confirm the criteria. That's
6 minutes,
really...
we gotta do cars. Okay, so the whole thing on vehicles, gotta call bullshit on that. So when you call for a ride, because I do, because I'm part of the program, when you call for a ride, you get your doctor's thing, it tells you, hey, you got a doctor's appointment on this date, you got 3 days to get that in. It has to be 3 working days. So you call, you go through a whole bunch of shit, you give a big freaking long number that identifies you, make sure that you check out, make sure your address is correct. All this stuff is all ran through before you even talk to the lady. And then you talk to the lady, and she wants everything from that doctor, every little stitch, even the number, and she calls to verify it. So if there's transporting fraud, go talk to the lady. Because all that stuff, go talk to the lady and the physicians that okayed it. So all that's in play. And guess what? If you're on a bus route, you ain't getting a ride. They will send you out a bus ticket.
Exactly. Yeah. The whole system is designed that way. So every step is verified. And if a bus route is available, they'll bout you that way. It's a long process, and they really do double check every bit before approving a ride.
Oh my God, the poor people are gonna have so much fun with this. They'll be like, oh yeah. You calling for a ride service? Yeah. You're gonna have to show fucking blood, DNA, fucking zip code. Shout out to Radio Shack. But anyways,
Yeah.
we got 2 minutes left. I think we closed the whole loop of Elon. You need to retract that shit because that shit ain't flying. There's so many loopholes in that, and I really want to see that video. I want to see someone go to a white-run daycare center. The police are getting called. They ain't gonna tolerate that shit. That's not how you do shit. Plain clothes, no. But you can do it to people who don't understand the law or their rights or understand English or whatever the case may be. But yeah, go to the paper guy. Don't keep going to those people. That's rude.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point. It's about fairness and due process. So if he's serious, he needs to pull back, look at the roles, and stop.
You have checks and balances all over the place. You got the paper guy over at the GOV that approves the taxpayer money for these facilities. And if they're not paid out in one lump sum, they're paid out in increments. In each increment, that guy's got to go, yep, that's approved. You got enough people to feed. You have enough staff. He's doing all that. Talk to him. All the ride service, that's all documented. All the medical stuff, all documented from multiple doctors to get said product. Trust me, I went through a lot of shit just to get my fucking brace. So, yeah, I think we cleared it up in 10 minutes. Fucking retract that shit.
Yeah, that sums it up perfectly.